Of course, the biggest one I think is UP versus Ateneo happening in Mawa Arena right now after 32 years. Meron ba mga taga-UP here? Ayan. I'm not from UP but I'm supporting UP. Anyway, again, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. This is gonna be our last PayPal workshop for 2018 and we appreciate everyone. I think a lot of people are still coming in, probably stuck in traffic if there's traffic or may mga dinaanan pa, but eventually later they'll be here. But we'll start now. Thank you for coming to the, as I've said, grand finale of the PayPal workshop. Despite it being a long weekend, I know meron kayong mga plans, baka sinet aside nyo muna to be here. We appreciate that. Again, by the way, if you haven't had any snacks yet, please go to our snack section. You can get anything you want there, and there's coffee, water, and then if you need to use the toilet, it's outside for both male and female. And we have Wi-Fi connections posted on both sides of the room. All right. So, with that in mind, I welcome you to PayPal's workshop, Ready for the Next Level, How to Become an Official Freelancer. Alright, but before anything else, don't forget to like our Facebook page, that's PayPal Philippines, and also join our Facebook group, which is PayPal Freelancers. Alright, and if you haven't signed up for PayPal yet, you can go to paypal.com/ph/home, or you can approach Joanna and Manila right over there, and they'll happily assist you to sign up for PayPal. Alright. Also, don't forget to post your photos online, hashtag PayPal Freelancer, and tag at PayPal Philippines. Okay. Alright. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to our speaker for today. A businesswoman who wears many hats as a serial mompreneur, freelancer, and biz coach. She's also the CEO of Manila Workshops, a venue for people to develop their entrepreneurial and personal life goals. She graduated communications major in integrated marketing communications from the University of Asia and the Pacific. So without further ado, let's all welcome Mommy Ginger, Miss Ginger Arboleda.
Hello, good afternoon. Okay, thank you sa pag-attend sa workshop na to today. Siyempre umupo ako, di ba? Automatic. Okay, so I'm very glad that you're here, no? And I will make it worth your time na nandito kayo. I'm very excited for this talk kasi normally, I already have what I want to say. Kunwari, binigyan ako ng topic. So magre-research ako about it, no, just to add to the experiences that I have. And this particular workshop was something that I really want. Kasi when we talk about next level freelancer, it's very personal, di ba? I can't tell you kung ano yung next level mo, di ba, when it comes to freelancing. But today, no, pinaghandaan ko talaga to, seriously. And this is one of the topics that I want to share with you today because I think this is what we need for the freelancing industry to move forward. I think all of us, ilan dito alam nyo na kung ano yung next level para sa inyo as a freelancer? Raise your hand. Sino dito ay nakakaalam? Anong what's in store for them? Wala. For those na hindi nakakaalam, raise your hand. I don't know what's next for me. So there. So see, just looking at the room right now, a lot of freelancers are lost. Paano ko ba ito papalakihin as a business or as a freelancing business or as a career? And to tell you honestly, no, I won't go through the whole talk about where I came from, what I've done, or ano ako right now. But to tell you honestly, I was like you a few years back. I was lost and I didn't know ano ba yung next step for me I was a content writer before. And nakikita ko, alam mo yung regular naman yung pasok ng pera when it comes to, nakikita ko yung PayPal account ko, pumapasok naman yung money. But then, sabi ko, is this something that I want? Ito na ba yun? Diba? Magtatanong tayo, ito na ba yun? Ito na ba talaga ang buhay freelancer? And today, there are bits and pieces that I really want to share with you, and I hope that you try to remember them. Okay. So, Ew, okay, wait. Sorry, mali. Baliktad. Okay. Okay, so, diba? I am here because I believe that together we can make our dreams come true. Pero totoo yun. A lot of the success that I had really as a freelancer was because I collaborated and I got to know a lot of people, like si Sir today, or diba? Tsaka si Ma'am, nabanggit na sila. But because I got to share my experiences, I got to learn from other people, and at the same time, I got to build my career. Okay, so just some house rules, no? Like, share your thoughts if ever you have something that is of interest to you and mga realizations that you get from this particular workshop. Please do share it and tag PayPal Freelancer and hashtag Next Level Freelancing. And please tag me also because I'll give a special prize to you. Instagram, tag me on Instagram. It's Ginger Arboleda, add me. Or Mommy Ginger on Facebook. Okay. So, I think you guys were given paper or a notebook. Tama ba? Paper or and post-its. Okay. So, I want lang some of you guys to share. Sorry, what am I pressing?
I'll just be here.
Okay, sige. Next slide. Okay, so, let's think of these questions. No? So, what does next level mean to you? At saka, let's define next level. What steps are you taking to be a next level freelancer? Can you write it down? And then, what are the gaps that you see and what challenges are you encountering? Okay. So, siguro as I go along, no, and try to answer this, while you guys try to answer it as well, I'll share with you what my experience was. When I was freelancing, I was actually employed in the corporate world. So I was a banker. And then there was just this time in my life when sinabi ko that I really wanted to have a child. I already wanted to focus on my life as a mom moving forward. So that's when, parang sabi ko, when I define next level freelancer, it's really about how you define success for yourself. When you define success, is it financial success that you're aiming for? Is it a personal feeling of fulfillment? Or a legacy that you want to leave behind? Ako, it was more of, selfish as it may seem, my first purpose was really to spend more time with my child. So that was my intent, really, when I got into freelancing. And then the next level, that was my next level, no? So, have something that I can do while basically focusing on the milestones of my child. And then another level came after a few years when I realized that what I was doing could actually help other people, could actually take them to their own next level. So, I started creating workshops wherein people would find themselves contemplating on ano ba yung meant for me, what's my purpose in this world. So I don't know if you're familiar with the term ikigai. Are you familiar with ikigai? It's a Japanese term meaning reason for being. So today, we'll go that deep when it comes to the exercises that we will do today. This is more for, because when they mentioned that we wanted to wrap up this year, ang only thing that I want for you to have when we enter 2019 is clarity. That's the only thing that I want from this group, though. And you guys are lucky because we'll go through an exercise later that will help you find that clarity. So, okay, so that is my purpose now. And it's still my purpose now because I haven't really found that my next level, no? My next level is really, my purpose really is to help you guys find what your next level is. So, whatever it is that you want, be it to be an entrepreneur or be it a freelancer moving forward, that's my main intent, no? To help you and to guide you. So, any volunteers, pwede lang kayo, you can just stand up and tell me what next level means for you, what the challenges are. I just want to have a feel of the room. Any volunteers? It doesn't have to be super deep. Any volunteers? How about you, Johnny?
Okay. Well, let's
Yeah.
see. what does the next level mean to me?
What are you doing now?
I do some online marketing.
Oh, great. Okay.
And I build ads on things like traffic exchanges, and I'm building a good traffic. I'm getting clicks. I guess the next level would mean clicks that convert to sales.
Okay. All right.
And so that would be I've put these things on some really tough traffic exchanges, but yet they're still not converting into sales really. I mean, it's maybe once in a blue moon, it feels like. And so, what steps am I taking as the next level? To be a next level?
Yes.
I've got mentorship, and so I do some masterminds with that. I've been starting to do that about 3 months now.
Okay, so more of upskilling, right?
Yeah, yeah, and so getting good advice, getting networking with a number of people, that's been very helpful.
So what are the challenges that you're facing now to get to that next level?
The gaps, I guess, is what I see is, well, the gaps, I guess, are no conversions. So the challenges, I guess, getting deeper and being able to manage time better I've just learned about the Eisenhower matrix and Pomodoros and all of this stuff here recently. And so still trying to identify, okay, what is really the most important stuff to put my time and effort into?
Okay.
And what more do I need to put on the back burner? I'm finding like some things are, maybe I'm putting more time into stuff that's not as important.
As important. Yeah. Okay, so it's more prioritization, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you, Johnny. Any other volunteers? Jobs. Biglang surprise. Yes.
What does next level mean to me? Well, I'm currently doing a lot of things.
Okay. Like for example, what things?
I started being a web developer for a client.
Okay.
And then after my colleague resigned from the company we were working for, all her tasks was reassigned to me.
Okay.
So I'm a web developer and I'm
So is this from unemployment?
Yes.
Okay, from your employment.
Yes, but on a freelance.
Okay. Alright.
So I'm doing web development and I'm also doing VA.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so the next level will be to be able to because it's hard doing both tasks at the same time. So I would need to prioritize things. Which would I do? Which career would I choose to pursue?
So you already have options in mind as to the career?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
And then what steps am I taking to go to the next level? Well, currently I'm taking a course in AWS.
Okay, so another upskilling.
Which I got the idea from last week's
talk.
Yeah, from Weeks.
Okay.
And what are the gaps? Currently, since I'm doing a lot of work, so the challenge for me is to find time.
Correct.
To basically it's an online course to find time to view videos, to take the quizzes on that course. So it's a bit challenging because I also have deadlines for my clients. So it's the challenge that I have.
So both you and Johnny are actually looking for you guys to upskill your work. Okay, so anyway, based on also feedback from before based on feedback also from the other freelancers that I've talked to, this is the usual freelancing journey. Okay, so first you start with yourself, right? So because you have this skill, you take on jobs, and then now for the second part, since ang dami na, you get a lot of clients, you have to service all of them. You get to a point where you want to up your game, so you look for other people to help you. Diba? So that's when you now outsource to different people. And then, when you outsource to different people and you have like some kind of system in place, that's when you think of creating a business, creating a VA agency, creating whatever, no? Creating a more productized approach to your service. So this is the usual typical freelancing journey. Okay, so let's talk about first getting, kasi there are two stages, no? So the first one is for beginners, no? Like you're just alone, you have the skill, and you want to up your game. So let's talk about the first jump, the first leap from 1 to 2. Next slide. Okay, so how do you get from the point where you're actually doing it by your own, diba? Or by alone, no? By yourself, and get to that point where you already have enough so that you can outsource it to other people. So I came up with 3 S's. So one is scout and share, next is start, and the third one is sustain. Next slide, please. Okay, for scout and share, this is basically how to present yourself professionally and properly. So the thing about freelancing is when we try to explain what freelancing is, there are still other people who are sort of at a loss at what we do. When you just say freelancing, they equate it to something else, no? They can they can basically say that it's another thing, diba? And perception nila yun na parang iba naman yan diba? This is something like, let's say, selling things online. Baka depende sa perception nila, selling things online, MLM, let's say, or networking. So we always have a hard time explaining what freelancing is. So when we go to gatherings, even if we say na freelancer tayo, sometimes the perceptions of people stop us from what our objective is. Mga networking events like this are very important. Why? Because this is where you get to tell people, ano ba talaga, what do you do? Ano ba, what value can you give to other people? So, but the mere fact that when we say freelancer, sometimes may negative connotation to it, people automatically, they shut off already and basically not hear what you say after. So, ang tip ko sa inyo, when you go to networking events, always mention, when asked what you do, answer it with the problem that you're solving. For example, I'm Ginger. I help people, I coach people in their businesses, or I create workshops. I'm an events management person wherein I create learning events. So I tell them any value that I can give them. Basically, parang different siya from how you usually, sometimes kasi it's how you stated it. Diba? Sometimes, for example, freelance writer, okay, so people will still have the perception na, okay, hindi ka pala seryoso about your craft. Sad to say, but that's the reality, na hindi sila seryoso. But when we talk about, let's say, I'm a magazine editor, or I write articles for politicians, for example, you then convey the value that you actually give to people, diba? So that's a sort of a better way of introducing yourself para hindi automatically na nagkakaroon ng negative perception. And tapos, napansin ko rin is, diba, kasi ito yung generation natin, ito yung maraming gig workers. So eventually, if you want to change the perception of people on certain things, it will definitely take time. Pero since you guys already know what freelancing is, when it comes to you and your kids later on, we have already changed yung perception of what freelancing is. Matagal like for example, let's say LGBT. For a long time, it wasn't out in the open, right? Like people don't talk about it. But when people talk about it, it will get to a point wherein it's already accepted by a lot of people. So parang looking at the freelancing industry right now, we're not yet at the point where people exactly know kung ano tayo as freelancers. So that's what we can do. We can start telling them ano ba talaga tayo as freelancers. Okay, so be clear also, when you go to events, be clear also on the reason why you're there. Like for you guys, do you actually know why you're here? Like, do you have a clear reason why you're here? Is it because you want to gain friends? Is it because you want to sell something in this particular venue? Is it because you really want to learn about something? Diba? When we go to events, we have to be clear on what we want to achieve from that particular event. Shout out loud. Like, why are you here? Do you know? For free coffee. Yeah, why not? Yeah, exactly. That's a reason. And you're clear on what you want, right? Exactly. Anyone else? Joseph?
Oh, you remember?
Of course. Namiss mo lang ba ako? Yes.
Actually, I met Ginger way back 2014. I'm not yet a freelancer, so...
Came back from the States, right? Okay.
I wanted to be registered freelancer.
Okay.
So, I haven't registered, but they already paid.
So you want to know how to register your freelancing career or business. Oh, great reason. What else? Kayo, ma'am, since my baby, why did you come here and bring your baby?
Because nobody else after her.
But why are you here?
I want to learn more about the whole freelancing thing. Kasi mamaya, I'm doing something wrong. So, like, new information.
Okay, new information. See, all of us, we have to have that reason. Para when we get out of this room later, alam natin if we just, kumbaga, if we reach that particular objectives, like you mentioned, right? That you have coffee already? Cool. See? At least you achieve that objective, right? Okay. Next, be interested in other people ask questions. A lot of us are introverts. Sino mga introvert dito? Yes, especially in the freelancing world. Yan, nahihiya ako. Tumitingin siya sa akin, ayoko mag-hi. I don't wanna say hi, nahihiya ako. Okay, so, the tip there is ask questions. Be interested in what the other person's doing. So, yun yung tip ko for introverts. You don't have to talk about what you do. Kasi minsan, we're always kabado, di ba? We feel scared na mamaya may mali akong sabihin. But when you ask questions, and be basically authentic, no? Na parang you want to learn about the other person, that breaks everything, no? That breaks the silence. Okay, next, respect dress codes of offline events. This one, I always see this. Pag freelancer tayo, bahala na lang whatever yung suot natin. But when you should respect always the dress code of these events. Kasi, of course, no, you exude that authority. People are looking for freelancers who are credible. People are looking for freelancers who are trustworthy, basically, no? who they can trust. Look presentable during Skype calls and interviews. Okay, so a lot of the things that we will do are online. So even if it's just a Skype call, girls, be sure that you brush your hair at least and dress properly. Okay, so these are the basics, no? But sometimes we fail to sort of be intentional when it comes to these things. Parang we just go kasi nayaya tayo ng friend natin, but we don't have that, we're not intentional in the reasons why we go to events, or we don't know what to do in the events kasi nga nakita lang tayo, no? So, it's time for us to step up and own our decisions, di ba, as freelancers. Next. Okay. Okay, an activity. I'd like you to introduce yourself. Look for a partner. Look for a partner, guys. Okay, look for a partner and try to introduce yourself having that tip in mind. You should introduce yourself saying the value that you can give, basically. And also ask questions. Okay.
With the partner.
Yes, with a partner. With a partner. Okay. Come on.
Alright, guys.
Prove yourselves.
Just look to your right, look to your left.
Yes.
That's your partner.
This is the main purpose para dun sa mga may reason that they want to get to know a new person. I'm helping you out na by doing this activity.
Say hi. I'll be beside you.
Okay.
Ayun pa. get to the chance.
Pero, ang background sa
Last 1 minute.
Last 1 minute, guys. Ayan, I hope may bago na kayong friend. Okay na, guys? Sige.
Alright.
We're done. Hawat na, hawat na.
Okay guys, hold your thoughts muna. We'll continue later.
So, may bago na kayong friend? Ayan. Okay. You will need that, no? Because later on, we'll be doing a group activity and you will need new friends. Okay, next slide.
Okay, alright.
Okay, let's go through this again. Okay. Okay, so how to present again yourself professionally and properly? In our line of work, I know that we don't have much of a structure, no, that we can work with, but it's really good to infuse structure in whatever we're doing. When I say structure, you have to have documents that you need to send in place. You have to have actually these documents. So, I took the liberty already to write down ano yung mga dapat meron kayo as a freelancer. Okay, let's go through it one by one. Hello? One is send a formal proposal. And when I say formal proposal, it has to be visually appealing also. So, these are the different tools that you can use for you to up your proposals. So this is Quiller, Canva. Ito yung mga ginagamit ko actually, betterproposals.io. You can take a picture para you can remember it. And then aside from proposal, okay, so di ba you saw a client, sinabi niya na, oh, I need let's say a content writer. So magsasend kayo proposal. Aside from the proposal, please use also or please give your client a project timeline. Because it already shows the person kung gaano mo kabilis yung magagawa yung work. Okay, so a lot of us, we fail on sending the project timelines. We only give the proposal and then okay na tayo. So, but it's very professional if you can also include the project timeline. Next, contract. Who gives out contracts here to their clients? So yeah, that's another thing na magandang habit, no? And what should be in the contract? I'll go through it one by one. Scope of work. Scope of work meaning, ano ba yung pinapagawa sa'yo? What are the things that your client asks of you? So we put the scope of work. We can also put the timeline here as annex. Annex meaning attachment to your contract. Next is payment terms. So, payment terms, be it by hour, by project, diba? Kasi as freelancer, pwedeng by hour siya. Rights to the work. Kanino yung right? Diba? To the work. Sa client na ba yun? When you finish it. Termination clause. Termination clause means if a person is not happy with the work, can the person just tell you like 30 days beforehand, 15 days beforehand? What happens when the agreement is terminated? So, nandiyan yan. And then, additional documents also, non-disclosure agreement. So, So once a client signs the contract, please also give the invoice. Okay, so bakit to important, no? I came across one freelancer, I just came from Naga, and she was asking me, paano ba mapoprotect yung sarili ko from my client? Kasi syempre, aking gawa yun, and then hindi pa naman ako binabayaran. So all of these things can be addressed actually by a written document. Okay, so always be sure that you write a document. Next slide, please. Okay, so in terms of invoice, did you know that may facility yung PayPal for invoicing? Have you tried it out already? Diba? So you can, this is very professional. So whenever we send out an invoice to our corporate clients especially, we use this. So naka-brand na siya, tapos may payment terms pa siya sa baba. And they can automatically pay via the link given to them. Okay, next slide please. Oh, another thing pa pala. Sige, sorry. Yung PayPal Me, have you already gotten your PayPal.me link? So always get that. Kasi it's very professional pag sinabi, okay, what's your PayPal? You don't give the address anymore. You give them the link. And mas madali for them. Very convenient for them. Okay, next. Okay. Ito. Should I start? How to legalize your freelancing business? I come across this question a lot of times, no? Kailangan ko bang i-legitimize yung freelancing business ko? So what does legitimizing mean in this case, no? It's more of registering with the BIR and paying your taxes as a freelancer. Yes, it is important. Why? If you want to go for higher paying clients, I'll tell you the reason why later, dito sa higher paying clients. And if you want to go, especially for local clients, because global clients have become, like getting global clients have become competitive, and yet the supply here for local freelancers are sort of not yet there. Nagtataka nga ako, I come across a lot of corporate clients saying na, Ginger, may kilala ka bang content writer, blah, blah, blah. O parang ang dami-daming freelancers, there are a lot of freelancers, and why is it that these local clients don't know about you guys? Ang dami nating freelancers. Next is, you can enjoy your earnings. So, the proof of income kasi, when I say enjoy your earnings, you can apply for visa, you can apply for personal loans, you can apply for a credit card, housing loan, car loan. What's the use of earning millions of pesos if you can't enjoy your earnings, diba? So, one of the things that they ask from you is to give proof of income. Okay, kung freelancer ka at hindi ka nagbabayad ng tax, wala kang ipapakita because you're not employed. You're not di ba? You have no employer. So, what you show is your income tax return. Also, local clients have supplier accreditations. If you want to pitch to a corporate client here in the Philippines, you go through a vendor accreditation process, which will require you to submit a 2303, which is your certificate of registration, or an ITR at least. Okay? And also, this is my favorite reason, too legit to quit. If you're already legit, do you know that people always try to justify the decisions that they make? So when you've already legalized your freelancing business, in your mind, sinasabi niyo sa sarili, kailangan ko na to, I need to make this work. And I cannot quit. Because as human beings, you always justify the decisions that we make. So if you already register, it's like saying na, come on, game on world, I'm gonna do this. Diba? Okay, next slide. This is an interesting statistics. No? Statistics that I got from Kelly Services. Kelly Services is a global talent management agency. And you can see here that 84%, that's APAC, Asia Pacific region sa dulo. APAC, there are 84% of corporations are willing to hire gig workers already. So, pag sinasabi nyo pa rin sa sarili nyo na hindi sila ready, corporate clients are not ready, they're actually ready. They're just waiting for you guys to step up your game and become official freelancers because kailangan nyo i-present sa kanila yung mga documents na yan. So 84%, I think for you, the US, 47%, a bit mababa pa, no? But everything naman there kasi is declared, di ba? May forms na sila that you have to submit to your employer. So 47%. But here, ang taas, oh. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Okay, so let's start with registering your freelance business. So this is called a certificate of registration. So nakikita niyo yan, you can see it when you go to stores, you visit stores. It's always on their wall. It's a yellow or blue paper. Diba? Nakikita niyo yan. So hindi lang businesses ang merong certificate of registration. Also freelancers have this. So this is the end to the process of legitimizing your freelancing business. Kung meron kang like this, it also goes with your ORs, official receipts. So usually, we have 10 booklets printed and also manual books of accounts, meaning your ledgers. You can have 2 to 4 ledgers. Okay? So that's the end of the process. You have to have your certificate of registration. The taxes that you normally have to pay are written in your COR. This is sort of an ID for all of us freelancers, no? The taxes that we need to pay usually are percentage tax, income tax, and the registration fee, which comes every January. Okay? Calendar year. Even if you get your certificate of registration in November, you always have to pay the registration fee come January. Okay? Next slide, please. So, if you don't have, who among you are registered freelancers already? Wala pa. Saan yung mga hindi registered? So, lahat tayo, I guess. So, okay. So, it's a good, kumbaga, we can start the year right now, especially ngayon na December, January, you can already register. Para you make everything right na, pwede na kayo kumuha ng mga clients once you register. Okay, how long is the registration process? Normally, it takes, mabilis lang eh. Kasi for freelancers, you don't have to go through DTI. You don't have to go through your municipal hall or your city hall. You only have to go to the barangay to get an occupational tax receipt. And then once may OTR ka or the occupational tax receipt, you go directly to BIR. So ganun lang, mabilis lang. When you go to BIR, you present that as a supporting document. So you fill out an application form. Hello? You fill out an application form, which is a 1901. And then that 1901, you have a supporting document, which is your occupational tax receipt. So that's very simple. It will take you around 2 weeks at most. And then you're already registered. Okay. As freelancers, some things to note, no? I go around the country telling different LGUs and government offices who we are as freelancers. So that's one of the things that I do, aside from like talks like this with you guys. I also tell them, kasi a lot of these government entities, LGUs, they don't know. Pag tinatanong, like, I get the question lagi na, ano ba yung mga freelancers? Where do we usually classify them? Is Ginge. So, we are all, we're on the same boat with all of these entities. We are called self-employed individuals, okay? Pag tinanong kayo, are you a self-employed individual? Yes, we are, okay? So, self-employed individuals, under self-employed individuals, we have the PRC, or what we call the licensed professionals. We have the sole proprietors, yung mga may negosyo, and we have the freelancers, okay, under this category. So you guys are self-employed individuals. Also, industry codes. When you see the certificate of registration, di ba, pupunta kayo sa BIR and you tell them, Sir, I am an SEO specialist. Tapos the person will go like, ano, what do you do? So you will try now to explain in simpler terms what you do, di ba? So you end up being a marketing consultant or a marketing specialist, which is now more easily understood. So to save you the hassle, when you go there, alam nyo na dapat yung sasabihin ninyo and make it simple, please, because our industry codes in the Philippines are not updated. So marami kasi nagrereklamo na hindi nila alam, they don't know what I am, hindi nila naintindihan. So, before you go there, pag, ano kayo, if you're, let's say, a content writer, don't use words like content, because they will not understand. Just tell them you're a writer. Or, what else pa? Kunwari, graphic, may isang nagpa-register sa amin, AutoCAD ang sinabi. Bakit hindi nakalagay AutoCAD sa COR ko? And we explained to him, nakalagay daw graphic artist. Because it's not our interpretation sa Taxumo. Kasi we help people sign up, di ba? Or register. It's the interpretation of the BIR officer who accepts your application. So make it sort of the simplest, give the simplest story ever, okay, to them. Next slide, please. Okay. So you guys know what you are na ha? You are a self-employed individual. You are actually a professional, just not a non-licensed professional though, no? Hindi PRC professional. Okay, two types of applicable taxes. So we have two types. We have the percentage tax and the income tax. Okay. When we say percentage tax, these are for non-VAT entities. Okay, ano ba yung distinction? What is the, how do you classify a person as a non-VAT entity versus a VAT entity? It's only by the gross revenue. Understood? Do you know what gross revenue is? Yung the actual kita, okay, the actual income that you receive or the actual sales that you get. So, if it's 3 million above, you are supposedly a VAT entity. If it's below 3 million, you are not a non-VAT entity. For income tax, this is the tax that you pay after all of your expenses. So we pay two types of tax, okay? And both are paid on a quarterly basis. Okay, bakit dalawa? Because that's the law, basically. So, what else? Okay, two types of deduction methods naman. When you file your taxes, you have to choose if you're either an OSD, if you want to apply the OSD, or if you want to apply an itemized deduction. If you know that your expenses are below 40% of your income or your gross revenue, choose OSD. So matatansya nyo naman eh. Diba, I'm sure Fitz, for those of you who have attended Fitz's workshop, he talks about like how to manage your cash flow. This is one of the reasons why you should know how much you're spending on a month-to-month basis, or at least a quarterly basis, no? Okay, so if it's beyond, if you know that you can go beyond the 40% of your gross revenue, I suggest that you choose itemized deduction. Meaning, lahat ng expenses mo, you declare to BIR, okay? Okay, next slide please. I hope medyo maliwanag na, no? Like, I hope you're everything is a bit clearer now. And then with the train law, are you familiar with the train law? Diba, we had some adjustments on our taxation policies in the Philippines. So, we used to pay on a monthly basis. Now, we pay on a quarterly basis. And then you have two options. One is, you pay 8% of GRT or gross receipts tax. Meaning, if you earn, let's say, 100,000 for the entire year, example lang ha, 100,000 for the entire year, you pay 8%, just 8%. Or, if you pay 100,000, you can also choose graduated tax table with 3% percentage tax. Okay, let's say, okay, all of us also has pala an exemption of 250,000 pesos. I'm sure nakakarinig kayo na if you earn below 250,000 pesos, you don't have to pay taxes. Which is true, but you need to file even if you don't pay, okay? So 250,000, lahat tayo, remember before we had, we needed to declare to our employers na kung married tayo, kung may dependents, if we had dependents, because before, it was based on that. So depending if you have like dependents or not, tumataas yung exemptions yun. Now, all of us, we all have 250,000 exemptions, basically. So, if you know that, question, if you earn exactly 249,999, do you pay taxes? Should you pay? No, di ba? So, zero. Okay, nag-gets nyo naman yung point ko. Tinitest ko lang kayo if nakuha nyo. But if you earn 251,000, do you pay taxes? You should, right? So, but do you need to file every quarter, even if hindi pa kayo umabot? Yes, yes. Okay, nag-gets nyo naman. Okay, this is sort of a complicated topic kasi to teach. So, I just wanted to check if you really got it. Okay, next slide, please. Now, which is better? Siguro no, if you're gonna ask me, it's okay. Which is better? It really depends also on the type of deduction kasi that you choose. And the bracketing. where are you in that bracket, no? So you can see naman, you can compute and see which is better for you. Okay, when are the deadlines? So percentage tax and VAT, actually percentage tax every 20th and 25th of the following month for VAT. And for percentage tax, it's on a per quarter basis. Income tax is also per quarter. So the next deadline is actually on January for percentage tax, and the annual registration fee is every January. Okay? Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the sample of 2307s. Are you familiar with this form? Yes, no? So insurance agents, a lot of you guys receive this form. This, guys, doesn't mean that you've paid your taxes already. It only means that the company that you worked for paid a part or a portion of your taxes. So these forms act like a credit, para siyang GC, basically, that you use when you file. And it's always attached to a particular income tax quarter. Okay, so for example, if the period here shown is January, it will be attached to your first quarter income tax return. Okay? So, ganun lang siya. So, next slide, please. So, you have to collect all of these, no? Because sayang the credits can act as sort of like credits for your tax. Okay. Next topic, sustain. How to consistently earn from your freelancing biz and enhance your brand value. The thing about freelancers is that we are limited by our skill, diba? And that skill can be utilized in a limited number of hours a day, diba? So basically, you only have 24 hours. When you want to up your game, it's either you get a lot of clients having the same cost or the same price to your services, or you up your price. But that upping of price or the increase in price has to be equated with the increase in brand value, right? Because you cannot demand more if you're giving the same kind of value, diba? As other freelancers, not cheaper. So, looking for a freelancer that they can trust and depend on to deliver is something that they want as clients. It's sometimes not about price alone, but it's more of these things. So, parang giving the trust or giving them the trust that they're looking for and the confidence that you can actually deliver as a freelancer. So, how do you build that trust? In your portfolio, always put past clients that they know of. Okay? For example, if this is basically sort of sharing with the brand value of the customers that you had. So, kunwari, nilagay ko, for example, I'm a freelancer of PayPal. I've done talks for PayPal. So, if I wanted to go and get, let's say, Samsung as a client, and they see that PayPal is one of my clients, I'm sort of borrowing the credibility of PayPal and turning it into my own sort of credibility, diba? So, that's why you need to put credible and trustworthy past clients also dun sa portfolio nyo. Readiness also to scale and take on other clients. I don't know if you've noticed this now. When clients interview you, sometimes they ask, how many clients are you servicing right now? Because they want to know if you can actually handle them. Kasi yun that's a fear of a lot of clients that somewhere along the way you just disappear. Which is a reality, There are a lot of freelancers still who are like that, sad to say, no? But they're testing the readiness to scale and take on other clients. On-time delivery of commitments. I am proud to say that as a blogger or as a speaker, I've never been late for anything. Like, I would always deliver like 2 days or a day before the deadline. And you should do. Kasi valuing your client's time is sort of telling them that you respect them as clients. So please never be late. Especially when you commit to something. If you cannot deliver on that particular day, just because, for example, nagkasakit kayo, got sick, or a family emergency happened, please notify them at least. And do not just disappear. Okay? Okay, next slide. Okay, so what did you notice about all of these tips that I gave you? So, actually, it's there na. So, two things that you need to manage, really, as a freelancer. It's time and your value. Because you can only do... Okay, I'll explain this first. There is a point for the client where cost is greater than skill. A client will always pay up to a certain amount for a particular skill. For example, if I'm looking for a writer, I can pay up to, and my budget is, let's say, $5, kunwari lang, per article, I will pay up to that much. And I will look for a freelancer who can give me whatever it is that I'm looking for and fulfill that value. I don't need a super, let's say, an award-winning content writer for it. Because I will always have something, I will have that cap in my mind as a client. So, if you want to build if you want to be that next level freelancer, it's about either trying to scale your business to as much as you can, no? Like hiring other people, outsourcing to people at the same price, or upping your brand value, which means upskilling, learning new skills. Because if let's say, if you have expertise for SEO, now you can demand higher. Or if you can now edit and let's say a blog at the same time, then I can pay you more for that because you have that different skill sets already, diba? Or if you know AI or blockchain or whatever, I can now pay you more than that. So there are just two ways really when it comes to freelancing. So from this level, it's an intentional choice that you need to make. No, it's either you still keep that price that you have, or upskill as a freelancer. Okay, next slide. Do you have any questions before we go to step 2 to 3? Ngayon. Do you have questions? You have questions? So clear naman, right? Because you have only a few hours in a day to fulfill everything, and with a limited with a limited price that you have, it's either you hire more people or you demand higher. And when you demand higher, it's basically upping your value as a freelancer. You need to look for something else na hindi ko makikita from other freelancers. Okay, next. So from 2 to 3. So this is from where you already have outsourced work to a lot of other freelancers to building an agency or building a business that you want to build. Okay. So, next slide please. Okay. I want to discuss the concept of joy. Okay. Paano yan? Like, how does it relate to building a business? In our lives, we often equate being happy with being financially stable. Because we get to do the things that we want as freelancers, we got to earn a lot and possibly get to different opportunities that we can fulfill, diba? And other things, no? Dreams that we want to fulfill. But what I've realized in my journey is that financial stability doesn't really equate to joy or being happy about things. Being happy can also mean doing the things that you love and getting to that purpose that you want as an individual. For example, mayaman na mayaman ka, you're rich, no? I have some friends who are rich, but they're not happy because parang walang meaning yung buhay. And ang maganda sa freelancing, what's good about freelancing is that you have the flexibility to actually go for that sense of purpose, for that something that will give you a sense of purpose. So that's the thing that I want to share with you today. No? It's not about dahil you have financial stability, you're already happy. It's a different thing. Okay, it's a totally different thing. So that's a concept of joy that I wanted to share with you. So be it like starting your own VA agency, building your own business, etc., or staying as the way you are as a freelancer. If you're already happy with that, then do so, diba? Stay that way. Okay, next. Okay, so this is what I've shared with you, Ikigai. Normally, as freelancers, we already know what we're good at because our industry is very skills-based. Like, I know that I'm a writer, therefore, ito na yung skill ko. This is my skill. And sometimes, we also know what we love. Diba? Kasi alam natin, we wake up every day, still loving the things that, still loving writing, still loving editing, development, diba? But the two things that we're not so clear about is these two things. Like, how do we actually make money using our craft? And what the world needs. Is the value that you're giving aligned with what the world needs? Kasi that's it eh. Like, it's all about exchanging value. But do you actually know how many people need that from you? Do you actually know if the value that you're giving is, nandyan nga, meron ng demand for that value? Diba? Kung lahat tayo, for example, all 1.4 million freelancers are, let's say, content writers, and additional freelancers will still go for content writing, is it still something that the world needs? When the demand is, parang the demand outweighs the supply outweighs the demand, right? So, okay, so my mission really today is I wanted to show you, kasi the thing that I'm seeing with the freelancing industry is that there are a lot of beginners, a lot of people who want to get into the industry, but we're all bottom heavy. Meaning, we all have the same skill. Kahit na sabihin natin, we're very talented Filipinos and individuals, but we're all in that bottom layer and no one strives to be more than what we are right now. So we need to help each other get to that next level, get to the top. Because there will come a time wherein we don't only compete with people from other countries. Diba? We're experiencing it now. Ang hirap na ngayon. Like, how many of you guys have tried to get into Upwork? Recently, na-reject. Na-reject. A lot of people are like that because we need to have new skills already. Or, better yet, look for something else. So now, my mission really for you guys is to open your minds and see ano yung possibilities. Hindi lang yung, let's start a VA agency. Maybe there are other things that you can do, right? So we'll go through that exercise today. Next slide, please. Okay, one of the things that you can do is entrepreneurship. Years ago, I never imagined that I would start a business, an events business, which grew a business that trained 13,000 people. I never even knew that I could build a tech startup company, which is valued at $1.5 million US, right? So, I was a content writer like you guys before, and I never imagined that I could actually do this. And I know that you can. So, entrepreneurship really is a very fulfilling thing as well when we talk about joy, because it's always equated with something like giving back to other people, because may component siya ng what the world needs. Ano ba yung kailangan ng mundo? Okay, next slide. Okay, so how do we start with entrepreneurship, no? So, okay, let's define entrepreneurship first. It's the act of creating a business or businesses while building and scaling it to generate profit. So the reason why I wanted to share entrepreneurship with you is because it's something that's scalable. Diba? When we talk about outsourcing to different people, it's scalable in a way where you get a lot of people and then obviously you scale your business. But it's very person-oriented, diba? Parang you have to have a lot of people so that you grow your business. But with technology right now, entrepreneurship can be your avenue to scale, hindi lang to get customers here in the Philippines, but also to get customers elsewhere, right? So, okay, it starts, when you come up with an idea, it starts with perspectives and assumptions. When we started, Manila workshops. When I started Manila workshops as a business, it was just an assumption that people like me also need one-off workshops. That time, 6 years ago, when you search the internet, courses like AIM courses would pop up when it comes to entrepreneurship. There weren't a lot of one-off workshops. So parang sabi ko, okay, let's try this. Let's see if there is a need for one-off workshops. So it always starts with a perspective or an assumption. And whose perspective and assumption? So that's your target market. Are these perceptions and perspectives and assumptions real? So that's when you try to validate with your customers if meron talagang need na ganon, if there's a pain point that you can address. Solution creation, that's when you get to already solving the problem only after you've identified the market and the need. Because everything, diba, starts with the customer. You cannot come up with a business idea and just say na, feel ko, it will fly, or I just feel that this will work. You have to validate. For Taxumo, it took us 1.5 years to validate our business idea. So, ganun siya katagal. And then testing and continuous validation while looking for paying customers. The most important really when you go into entrepreneurship is to look for paying customers. And it always, it's always a challenge and a continuous iteration of what you have. So if you ask me if Taxumo right now is the final product that we have, of course not. Diba? We're still iterating, we're still getting to that point when we know that we can scale as basically faster than how we are scaling right now. Okay? Okay, next slide please. Okay. The reason, okay, one thing why I wanted to stick with the entrepreneurship angle, no? It's that because not a lot of us nga, parang we know that we want to do something flexible. Tama? We want something flexible, right? We have priorities in life that we want to put as number one, and it's not our, basically, it's not really the career, no? We know that we can get time flexibility from this. And just like freelancing, entrepreneurship can be that for you, okay? So now, I want you to think about what you need and think about what your friends and family need, okay? And then list down how might we questions. I think this is the core of our workshop today. We will go through, let me explain what how might we is before the video. In our company, we do Google Sprints. How many of you are familiar with Google Sprints? Okay, yes, there. Okay. In Google Sprints, we're actually sort of hastening the path for us to find a solution. A solution that is actionable. Okay? Kasi when I ask you right now, how will you take your freelancing career to the next level? You have like an idea, but you really don't know how to get there using like tangible stuff or like actionable steps, basically. So this is what we're gonna go through today. I want you to think about your own freelancing careers moving forward, and then we will create how might we, and we will go through the process or the methodology of asking how might we questions. So yeah, let's show them the video first of how might we, creating how might we's, so that you'll have an idea. How many of you have done this exercise? Wala pa? In your own companies or your own careers? Wala pa? Or clients asking you to do this for them? Wala pa? Okay, so this is... sorry, go ahead. So anyway, this is another skill that you can learn today. A lot of your clients are startups, and startups go through design thinking methodologies. They go through, let's say, agile methodologies. So this is something that you can help them with kung marunong kayo.
We're talking about a really cool exercise called thinking. It's used in design sprints, and it's also used generally in meeting type scenarios. The How Might We exercise is just the perfect way to standardize note taking within a group setting. when everyone has a different style of taking notes, let's be honest, it can become pretty messy. How might we what? I'm pretty sure it was invented by Procter and Gamble in like the 70s. And I heard someone say that once, and then I just kept saying it over and over again, so I hope it's the truth. You can think of it as a really great way to take notes and to practice listening skills. All you can imagine here is that you're in a meeting with your boss, who you either like or dislike or very aggressively dislike. He's talking about all of his wants and needs for his company. So he's very passionate, reading a lot of books lately. So that means that he has a lot of ideas. Step on yourself. A rectangular post, please.
Okay, anyway.
Right. Here. Now, step 3 is writing HMW in the top left-hand corner of your post-it. This is such a great way to frame your notes. Right now, you're getting some wall sound.
Okay, anyway. So you have your post-its with you now. Okay, so the activity is this. So I assume that all of you guys answer the first 3 questions that I asked kanina, right? You know, how do you take your freelancing to the next level? What are your challenges? What for you is the next level, right? Okay, so we will divide you into groups, and then you have to share your story to your group mates. Kailangan nyo sagutin yung questions. And while that person is explaining or answering the questions, you guys who are listening have to write how might we questions. For example, sige, who has let's say, Johnny, can you repeat your answers to the questions a while ago?
Yeah. Okay, so what does the next level mean to me? It means actually getting conversions. It's actually not just clicks on ads, but actually people purchasing.
Okay, stop there. So, a possible how might we question for Johnny is how do I achieve my KPIs as a freelancer? Right? How might we, as freelancers, achieve the KPIs that we are set to do, or the set to achieve? So that's a sample. Go on. What is the other thing?
See, what steps am I taking to be a next level freelancer? I'm mentorship. I'm networking with a lot of. I got a couple of mentors.
People. Okay.
Yeah, networking with people and learning and reading.
Okay, got it. Okay, so the how might we question based on Johnny's
Do you want to learn
answer.
to draw professional and impressive art?
Alright. Okay, it can be how might we as freelancers have access to mentorship? How might we as freelancers let's say optimize going to learning events, something like that. So you have to listen to your group mates and then try to create how might we questions. What we will do after is you see the Manila papers there. So we will group ideas, no? When I say ideas, for example, when we're talking about, let's say, networking events or education, we can put it in one Manila paper. If we talk about, let's say, proposals, portfolios, or whatever, let's put it in another Manila paper. Okay, so how did we group them pala? I count down na lang tayo. Count off. Okay, count off. And then you go with your own groups and then share your thoughts on the freelancing industry or taking your freelancing career to the next level. Don't worry, I will guide you through it. Kasi I want you to really know how this methodology is done. Because this one, you can replicate it when you want to start your own careers, or when you want to level up your careers or start your own businesses. Okay. 10 groups. Yeah. Count off 1 to 5. Tayo. 4, 5, 1.
Sige, continuous lang.
Okay.
Can we flash the questions? I think.
Yeah, sure. Let's flash the question.
Number 5. 1. Dito na lang po.
4,
5,
1.
2, 3.
3, 4, 5. Iba. 5. 1, 2, okay. 3, 4.
Skip tayo. Hindi, mag-send na lang. Mag-raise na lang tayo.
One. Hindi pa to.
Okay. Meron pa ba?
Meron pa. Five.
Next.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Na-include ba lahat?
1. Hindi ba? 1, 2. Okay. So, sige. All ones here. Para 5 groups.
Okay, sige.
All ones here. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. From left to right po. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Just leave my things. Hindi naman siguro mawala yan.
Yes. Next level mean to you? Define next level. What steps are you taking to be a next level freelancer? What are the gaps that you see? What challenges are you encountering? In your team, how many are you? On the average? 10, right? So I suggest parang you take at least a minute each, possibly to share your thoughts. And then you guys don't talk to each other, just write down how might be questions while the other one is speaking. Ganun siya. Because how might we is actually an individual's exercise. So you don't have to, like, hindi dapat kayo mag-share ng notes. Okay? Alright. Sige. Game! Go ahead. Talk.
Guys, clear po ba instructions? Nothing.
Not easy. Okay. Who's the first person dito? There. Christy, right? Remember kanina when Johnny was talking? Basically, when he was talking, you should write already yung how might we questions ninyo. Like kanina, like well, he was doing it, diba? I was giving you examples on how might we questions. Basically, you're gonna state yung gusto nila or their perspectives and assumptions and objectives into questions. Turn them into questions.
I will ask Johnny.
No. Yung representative ng team ninyo, sir. So, share kayo.
For example, if he is speaking, I will write how might we fulfill Johnny.
Basically, what he was saying a while ago was he wanted to take his freelancing career to the next level by being more intentional about KPIs and metrics, right? So the question was, how might we as freelancers, what did I say? Be more parang intentional or measure KPIs. Something like that. So it really depends on ano yung answer po or what the answer of your groupmate is. Okay? So don't worry, I'll go around and I'll see like how you guys do it.
So basically, can I just add? So each member of each group, you will all have your own answers to these questions, right? So basically, the rest of the members of the group will formulate questions based on the answers of your group members. So marami kayong isusulat na questions. And then later on, we'll group them together kung sino yung may mga similar questions and then address them each.
Yes.
Ganun
Okay.
siya.
Sige.
Alright. So you have to talk amongst yourselves first. Share niyo yung mga answers in here and then you write your
tanong
questions.
ako, okay lang ba sa inyong lumabas tayo? Kasi magkakasabay-sabay din. Sa labas na lang para medyo...
More structure and
Knowing your market, kasi customers yun.
Na may isang nawawala. Pero ano, yung pagbigit? Kinuha lang dito.
Kinuha lang dito.
So, get connection.
Hindi na dito. Oh, yun na lang.
Joy. Teka, tatanong ko kasi kung saan to eh. Madam, saan ko ilalagay to?
Clients.
Other freelancers, subs?
Clients yun.
Kasi connection.
Clients.
Brand value. Get premium client.
Ito, matik na to.
Proposal, madam.
I think this on ay tatlong category lang, no?
Pwede Nakalimutan ko kung ano eh.
Proposals na yun. That's it. Proposals na. Kasi tatlong magkakaibang questions sa mga proposals, pero...
Proposals ba, madam, same as training us?
Okay ba yun? Okay ba yun? Kasi...
Client. Okay. Pwede rin ba? Project proposal, tama?
Hindi, yung isa.
KPIs, madam.
Ito, learn sa graphic design. Dito na yan.
Market and product service. How might we market our products and services?
Clients din yun.
Training yun kasi para mag-training.
Dito tama yan.
Yeah.
Oo, eksakto yung
My dad.
Know your customers.
Well, so
Client, no? Alam ko lang tayong isa.
handwriting is worse than the doctor's.
Online presence. Online presence.
Marketing. Saan yung marketing?
Wala.
Clients yun, di ba? Marketing.
Hindi pa talaga tatlo lang yung pwedeng tatlo. We got 6 of them now. For skill
Di
building.
ba ang marketing nasa clients?
Yung demand boost improve.
May pang-apat ba tayong upskill training na
Time management po yun. Time management.
client?
We're gonna take
Hindi natin problem yan siguro kaya wala loob sa mga
Ano yung pang-apat?
our groups and we're gonna build
Na category?
solution for that today. And so,
Sinabi yung huli.
ano ba? And 7 core topics. This is basically half of what we've been
Yung
focusing
KPIs,
on our
Present yan.
ganun lang nga. Need support.
workshop. Basically to help
May may dadagdag pa ba kayo?
equalize freelancers.
Wala tayong loob sa dagat na tayong ano mas diyan.
One of the leading choices, but like tenure, you
So this is, I really feel like this is the same.
Hindi, iba kasi yung sa akin eh. Right now, obviously, I'm not one of the leading.
I think these three are the same.
ano,
Kung nagaganyan ang buhay.
features, ano
By
features
choice.
and
So, pag
services?
Oo, di ba?
Features of the
So, kami yun eh. Sa malayo pala kita ako man sa Pero wala kang dalang unggoy. Iba yung may dadala talaga ng unggoy.
features of
Iba yun, iba yun.
Saan mapupunta?
Ano bang madaling-dalin? Unggoy o eagle? Mas madaling unggoy, di ba? Unggoy. Oo, kasi yung eagle, lumilipad pa yun.
Wala na tayo sa frame.
Yung unggoy, hindi naman nakalipad.
May metaphor ba yan? Parang may metaphor yan.
Hindi, may totoong nangyari kasi real, sa Makati, may business presentation siya, may dala siyang hayop.
Yung boy na padali.
Hindi, yung sa
Land Solutions website.
hindi ko mag-compare yung pusa at unggoy. Kasi ang unggoy,
Paano natin magagamit
yun,
itong
bilang
lahat?
kulit.
Paano natin
Knowledge.
tatagpi-tagpi itong
Community, we create a community.
skills, knowledge.
We create a community where we share knowledge. Di ba? May community tayo, pero saan yung community?
Ano, mean kasi features or service, solution of service ng solution.
Plan Solution
Ano yung
website.
laman niya, yung para para saan siya?
Ano yung
Yung product niya yung para sa landscaping.
Parang
Yun ba yun? Yung features of service?
sabi ni Ma'am Joy, what makes it different?
Oo.
what makes it
Cedric, what makes this different from
Yung
other
landscaping mo.
Hindi, kasi kung yung website natin yung gagawin natin, parang ang mangyayari, ano yung kikater na service ng website? So,
Oo nga.
O yun.
pwedeng
Customize.
hindi, ano yung online scheduling or booking ng maintenance.
Yun yung line. Online lahat. 100% online. Yes. Pati yung tanong, may deliver sa online yung plan.
Parang yung palaya part.
Pati yung delivery, monitored online.
Cash on delivery.
Shopee yun, Shopee. Ano bang maganda? Lazada o Shopee?
Scheduling.
Shopee or Lazada.
Parehas lang?
Depende sa item.
Depende sa item.
Pero mostly,
Jacket.
If you're...
Cedric?
Solid si Lazada.
Scheduling booking, tsaka yung actual na gagawin na ninyo. Anong tawag doon?
installation.
Parehas lang.
In-install ba yan?
Okay guys, we'll do the presentation in 5 minutes. So you have 5 minutes to wrap up.
Ano pa? May marketing strategy. Marketing strategy.
Mas branded.
Selection level na
Okay. Okay na yung dalawa.
Depende rin talaga sa item. Kasi may binili ako na gawan China. Okay, may China item.
Okay, next question po.
Marketing strategy and pricing.
Marketing strategy and pricing.
Wala
na tayo sa register.
Marketing strategy. Kaya ako na-register. Legitimizing.
Ito magkukol yun?
Paano mo ako-convince na legit ka?
Sa pricing? Yes, I love it. Okay. Marketing
rewards si Shopee. Rewards system sa Shopee.
Maganda.
Ano yun? Ano yung
Yeah.
Piso lang eh.
pricing? Dito na pumasok.
Piso nga, bawat
Yeah.
Just that. Meron Shopee rewards system. Basta
So next year pa ako makabili.
Okay na yan, next question.
Yan na yun. Last
Ano na yun? Okay.
Alam mo.
So, yung sa ano,
siyempre, ini-invite mo naman siya.
Cedric,
Pero may order ka na.
teka tatanong ko
Last
lang
time. Ever since. Wala pa.
yung sa marketing strategy and pricing, so pasok to, kailangan nakaregister tayo, meeting paperwork, malinis, tapos ano pa? Pasok din to. Yung brand value. Papasok yung graphics design pala.
Hindi na
Tapos
papasok.
yung graphics design. Ha?
May mga part naman na hindi na pwedeng hindi na ipasok.
Pero kasi di ba website? Dapat may graphics
Pwede rin yun. Pwede siya sa website mismo.
Ito? Saan?
Sa Grab.
Pwede siya
Nalagay ako sa baba kasi kasama sa marketing. Layout? Website graphic design?
Sa Lazada ko bibili. Pero mas mura sa Lazada. Tama, thank you
Okay, 3 minutes.
Basta abang-abang ka lang.
3 minutes.
Advise you to log in. Open eyes.
Anong
Kasi
tawag
Christmas
dun sa...
maraming naman yan.
Hindi ko alam to eh.
Ayan,
Pero
di
di ba yung website graphic design, parang paano mo siya lalagyan ng tabs, buttons, para madali, user-friendly.
Wireframe.
Parang template.
User-friendly.
Mobile friendly. Mobile friendly.
User interface.
Actually, mobile friendly kasi ang pinaprioritize ngayon ni Google sa search yung mobile friendly. Pag less than 3 seconds hindi ka pa naglo-load sa website mo, wala ka sa search
Ito
ni
ba
Google.
kinalaman sa clicks?
Oo.
Clicks and traffic?
Yeah.
Indirectly.
Yung keywords obviously, yung SEO will come by.
Kailangan din maging mobile friendly yung website kasi majority ng mga nagbabrowse makuna no.
Dito ba yung ano, SEO?
No. That's not part of it.
So, ilalagay yung clicks and traffic and leads.
More on the SEO yun eh.
Pwede ba dito yun? Andito dito. Lalagay ko na lang yung traffic. Pag tinanong ako, saluhin niyo ako ha. Oo, sige. Click? Ay, tama ba?
Yeah, clicks.
Click? As in click? Nasagot pa lahat ng ano.
Pag mobile friendly yan yun, responsive design ng tawag.
Malinaw ba yung storya natin?
Resize sa
Ano?
responsive.
Malinaw.
GT minutes ba yung ano, yung sa website, di ba? Parang mga ilang seconds nagbabara.
Actually,
Cedric!
Kasi kaya,
Cedric!
doon ako conscious eh.
Loading time.
Yung loading time. Kaya hindi ka pwedeng agad mag-upload ng mga mataas na mga. Pero meron mong technique yun, di ba? Sa template din. Parang yung...
Ano? May idadagdag
Minipanda ba yun yung .com?
Malinaw ba sa storya ng buhay natin?
Trial and error ka na lang eh. Parang tinypanda.com ata yun. Yung sizes na parang mabababa. Pero safe pa rin yung quality.
Pag ako tinanong sagutin nyo
Okay na yan.
Okay.
Tapos na yan.
Sa natin nila.
So the name that we thought of what we are going to create is findme.com.ph.
So we're all looking for something, looking for work, or looking for how we can educate ourselves on how to become freelancers because we want to make the shift. And you'll see the profile of our market later on. Who are these people looking for those courses or those events, educational events? And what else? We're trying to find clients. We're trying to find projects. And all of those people, like the entire ecosystem, are also trying to find us. So, findme.com.ph.
So here we go. So our chosen market. So we chose 5: the retrenched, remote workers, career shifters, stay-at-homes, and of course, why don't we open an opportunity for PWs? And then, so what are the needs? So we talked about like freelancing 101, networking, skills assessment, mentorship, and then of course a secure payment gateway. Can recommend PayPal. So
the problem we're trying to solve
is that the recognition of the freelance community as a profession and a freelance database, and it's a freelance as a career. So the features, what do we want to do? So diba, it's going to be a website and an app. So parang in a bigger scale, just think of it na parang centralized. So in there, you can search workshops, you can search for a mentor, and education, freelance, mentors, profiles ng mga freelancers, mentors, clients, and then of course a secure and easy payment. So what's going to be the market strategy? So diba, it's going to be an app and the website. So you can sign up for free. So you're going to sign up yourself as a mentor, freelancer, a beginner ka ba? And then you can choose what industry yung isa-serve mo or what skills do you want to render.
And there's going to be a membership.
Yes.
After the trial, so you can choose if you want what kind of membership you want, and there are options for it, and options for pricing also. So premium services will include like access to clients, coaching projects.
So parang in the bigger scale again, parang you might want to join the idea if like you're a beginner and then parang you're searching for parang for mentors or for clients, and then if you are if you're matagal ka ng freelancer and then you want to mentor someone, you can also join the site. And then if you're also a client, but of course it's going to be centralized na nga. And if you're going to find I need let's say an SEO specialist, pupunta na lang ako. So parang it's really opening an opportunity sa lahat. Parang it's just bridging the gap. So yeah, that's the idea.
All in one place.
Thank you.
All right.
We're looking for a web developer na. Thank you.
Thank you very much, group number 2. Okay, now let's move on to group number 1. How are their presentations so far, Ginger? Okay naman. Worth that hour of work. Okay, sige, introduce your names.
Hi everyone, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I am Jones. Dun sa napag-usapan namin as group 1, this is our marketing strategy where it answers na lang yung mga questions na what, who, what, when, where, and how. So, ang market namin is siya yung nag-answer ng who. Well, all of us here are who wanted to start a career as a freelance, whether you may be a stay-at-home mom, a working student, or you have a career in an 8-to-5 job and you want to try something else. So everyone pwede. So even walang age limit or walang age restriction rather. So yon, aspiring and new entry freelance. So what are the needs that we are addressing? So since as starting freelance, ang nagiging questions kasi agad is, paano ba ako mag-uumpisa as a freelance? So, yun yung i-answer nito. So, kailangan magkaroon muna tayo ng recognition kung ano yung skills that we have. Kailangan ma-identify muna natin, ano ba yung skills na meron ako? Itong mga, and the skills na parang meron ako and I want to still further develop. So parang ganun yung magiging strategy. And then once you answered those skills na kailangan mo, doon na papasok yung advantage and disadvantages. So ito bang skill na to, i-analyze natin if marketable ba siya currently sa freelancing industry. Or if not, balik punta tayo sa susunod na skill. Kung ito bang skill na to, pag further dinevelop ko yung skill na to, oops, marketable siya. So yun yung magiging parang makakatulong sa mga starting as freelancers na din para at least ahead na lang agad sila sa, since nga marami na din namang freelancers gustong mag-start as freelancers. So yun nga, and doon na din yung problems na identify na kailangan i-address is yung identification. Kasi nga, hindi yung mostly sa atin, hindi natin alam if yung skill ko ba is marketable. Unlike, just like when I attended the last week's PayPal seminar, doon ko na lang nalaman na parang, yung skill ko pala na to, or yung current na ginagawa ko pala sa work ko ngayon is encompasses 3 jobs already. So parang, pwede ko na i-assign yung isang job sa isang tao or sa ibang tao, or I can just ask for a higher pay. Parang ganun yung mangyayari. So kapag na-identify natin yung mga skills na yon, makakatulong din sa atin yon na parang, itong skill na to marketable, so ito yung further develop ko. And then, ang feature namin is skills development. How are we gonna do that? Well, there are already platforms, online platforms that will be able to help you do that. So, kami, hindi na kami mag-o-offer nung skills development courses because there are tons of courses development out there. You just have to, we will just have to point you to the right direction. So, less cost yun for us kasi hindi na kami kailangan mag-put up ng servers. We just have to pinpoint them or affiliate with those websites that offer, and then we can haggle, for example, a discount for sign-ups namin for discounts or offer subscription-based service. So parang as you go along, you can just kumbaga pwede you upgrade. Kung halimbawa mas marami kang time to learn, you can just buy a subscription para at least mas marami kang course na malaman. And then pag less time ka na, you can just affiliate or buy a per course basis. So at least mas depende kung saan ka, mas magiging practical for you. So marketing strategy namin is like this. Networking, like that this seminar, collaboration with each other. So especially during this PayPal events, wherein ako kasi as a freelancer, di ba usually we are introverts, we just work at home. So wala tayong social life, di ba? And mostly lang social life natin virtual lang talaga. So thankful ako sa PayPal kasi kumbaga nagkakaroon ako ng ganitong event na pwede kong puntahan to socialize with other people, and at the same time makaka-gain din ako ng friends. At the same time, knowledge na din na parang, ay, pwede nga pala, no? And then, once you gain kasi knowledge and friends, halimbawa yung client mo nag-ask na, I want to hire someone that has this particular skill. So, ang mangyayari, ikaw, bilang may kakilala ka, I know someone who has that skill. Maybe you can just hire him or her. So, parang magiging ano ka na rin, magiging parang sort of referral na lang din. Yun, pwedeng natulungan mo na yung kapwa natin freelancer to gain another client or gain his or her first client na eventually makakatulong din not only for her but or him but for the entire family. So yun lang po. So utilize what we already have. Since ang dami na naman nating online tools na pwedeng puntahan, and saka yung mga ganitong events. So, yun lang po.
Thank you, sir.
Opo. And we just have include the affiliate links to the...
So your main proposition is, ano yung ginagawa ng website? It's for identifying supply and demand.
Opo. Yes, and then also, kapag na-identify na, you just have to...
so, para siya, what's this, yung job street. Mga job, parang yun ano, job street.
And then,
Glassdoor, something like that. Employment. Yeah, something like that, right? The employment.
And then, we can also add the, parang, ano tawag? Feedback from those halimbawa yung mga clients na testimonials of our previous or current class or success stories ng mga ano doon sa website.
Thank you very much, group number 1. Okay, so let's call on group number 5. Mataas na energy. I think group number 5 yung pinakaunang natapos kanina. Kasi nagpo-post pa lang yung iba, gusto na nilang mag-next step eh. Okay. Alright, so please state the name of your product or service and then go on from there. How many microphones do you need?
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so hi guys. So we're group 5. And kanina from the sharing, one of the problems that emerged is yung some of us are introverts, ganyan, or parang having a hard time promoting their services to get more clients, ganyan, and stuff. Or to, you know, so we came up with the idea na we will have a branding agency.
Yeah. So, we have branding agency. So, ang pangalan namin is para pro na pro is brand pro. So, we are your UTI solution. So, UTI, no solutions for fun, but you can claim a disclaimer to. So, we are the UTI solution from being uninteresting to an interesting brand. So,
Open for revisions. Open for revisions yung branding. Okay, so bullet number 1, target market. So, hindi lang kami basta branding agency. You know, hindi bago yung branding agency. But we focus on freelancers, sole proprietors, startups, and SMEs who are having a hard time marketing themselves. And mostly for people who are working from home. Na, alam mo yun, parang, kasi wala ng time, ganyan-ganyan. So, wala ng time, and walang energy, honestly, na makipag-meet sa isang PR expert or sa ahensya, ganyan-ganyan. So, the needs, so the needs na parang sinosolve is yung brand na legitimate tong business ko, na expert ako sa service na ganito, ganyan, and identity na that separates you from other experts, other freelancers, or other businesses, ganyan. And yun nga, the problem that we are solving is how to create
your brand and building good reputation. Para sa creating ng brand, balik kasi ang iba, yung PR, parang creating a brand lang. So parang they don't focus na dapat maganda yung reputation mo eh. So parang focus sila sa skills mo, ano yung mga offer mo, pero yung ethics, parang kasama dapat dun sa branding na pinopromote namin or i-develop namin para sa inyo.
Okay, and what's different? So the features of the service, we actually have two. So first is, we offer online training. So we have self-paced online courses. So whenever you have the time and the energy, you jump in and access the courses. One-on-one online mentoring, you actually have a person that you Skype with or you Zoom with that you can talk to and consult your business. Like, ay, ganito yung website ko, blah, blah, blah. What do I need? Ganyan. Next, mobile app.
Yung mobile app, that's a feature para sa mga events, majority sa mga events, but you can also pose a question on that. Ito daw isasalita ang mobile app developer namin kasi actually kompleto na yung ano namin eh. Kompleto na talaga yung team namin, may mobile app developer kami dyan eh.
Yes po, yes. Ay, hindi naman po. Mag-explain lang po. Bakit po may mobile app yung business po namin? It's because the demand for consumers is really on the mobile phones. Your communities, LRT, MRT, Jeeps, Boots, everybody's in there. While waiting, everybody's on their phones. That's why we really wanted to include the mobile app to provide a timely notification of one of our features, which is Facebook live streaming. So it's actually, it's like Ask Gary Vee show. Anyone familiar with that show? For everybody's information, it's like a TV show in YouTube. It started from YouTube that's really successful right now, hosted by Gary Vee show, which is people all over the states call him, mostly entrepreneurs, businesses, who ask him who actually call him in his office and actually ask questions that are really mostly business metrics and that kind of sort of stuff. So we wanted to provide this for our local, for the masses through Facebook, which is, it's like mostly like, wow, really boring. Pasensya po. So it's like this is a feature that we wanted to provide through Facebook. Everyone is on Facebook, the database. Just one click sign up with the Facebook, and you have your own sign up. You can actually ask questions through our live streaming of our show, which is we invite industries to experts in this field. For example, in a day or in a week, we invite freelance industry experts from the real estate, who's really doing real estate marketing, and even blockchain developers, web developers from the tech space. We invite them for an entire week, a various panel of speakers each day, and people can use the mobile app and ask questions. It's just that simple, and it's in the two-way solutions also, which provides branding for the expert or the practitioner, to be exact, and also the people really trying to provide a legitimate and credible experience, lessons, and very dynamic through our show, our business. So that's why the mobile app is there. So that mobile app actually acts like a time alerts that alerts the consumers that we have live streaming next 30 minutes, 15 minutes, just be here, like that, to create a dynamic spontaneity for the business as well. So, thank you!
Okay, and yun nga, and so yun pa lang yung first service namin. The second one is, you don't have time, you don't have the energy to do everything. We do it for you. So you just give us the brief, and then we talk about what your brand or your service is all about, and then kung ano yung mga iba mo pang requests, and then we handle it. We do it for you. We do your logo, we do your website, and everything that you need to have or to build your brand. So, yun. So, number 5.
Okay, number 5, go-to-market strategy. So, first, to mobile app na naman. So, bukas, pwede na kayo mag-subscribe. Mamaya, i-develop dyan yung UTI app namin. Subscribe kayo mamaya. So, we have the mobile app for notification also. And you can share also to your other friends who wants to build a brand. So, parang to expand the reach of the application or the brand that we have. Then, we have the 60 days money-back guarantee. If you are not, parang hindi nyo talaga ma-build or wala kayong makuha ang client within the 30 days parang training and then 30 days parang grace period to practice it. So we have that 60 days, and then before you sign up also or you buy our products, you can have a personality test. So parang free assessment kung ano ba talaga yung, for example, confused ka kung ano talaga yung personality mo or ano yung parang focus mo sa brand name, gusto mo establish na brand. So, pwede kayong test, para psychology test siya, para ma-build mo kung ano yung brand na gusto mong i-build.
Or parang assessment siya. Ano ba yung kailangan ng brand mo right now, kung nasaan ka. Ganun.
That's all. That's all. So, bukas subscribe kayo.
Alright. So, sa inyo handa sila eh.
Handa kami dyan.
So, paano sila natapos? Okay, I'm sure Ginger's having a hard time, no? Pero unique naman each, no? If you can see, iba-iba talaga. Some mas detailed, mas malayo na yung vision nila of their what they wanna do. Yung iba naman mas general. Okay, to close this off, may I now call on group number 3. Asa yung group number 3, cheer nyo naman sila, mo. Hello. Test 1. Test 2.
Hey, I'm Johnny Ray. How are you doing? All right. So first off, before I get started, I want to say, have y'all enjoyed it today? Have you gotten value from today? Yeah. Yeah. Well, then give her some applause. Give her some love. All right. All right. So what we did, we asked the question of, okay, we were looking at skills development. All right. And so that's the problem. What if y'all don't have the money to get the skill set, if you don't have the money to get the training, what are you going to do? So what we came up with is an app that you download. It's a free app. It's a free download. So it doesn't cost you anything. And it gives you introductory skills, introductory videos that you can learn your skill set. All right? Now, have you ever been at home and you go, gosh, I want to change in my life, and you sit there and you're like, okay, I need some additional income, and so you sit there and you have a box of cookies, and that doesn't change anything for you, right? Well, this actually can do something for you. This is better than a box of cookies, but it depends on the cookies, I think. I don't know. Have you ever had good cookies? Good cookies? No? Yes? All right. All right. And so you get this free beginner's course, right? And then we offer even deeper courses, more advanced courses. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. All right? And so this is where we get into the monetization. Because we don't want to offer a service and all be completely free, and you get no value. You end up losing money on that. And that's not the goal here. The goal here is to gain money off of this. And so we offer some advanced courses for free, and then we also offer some paid courses, some deeper courses that give you deeper training. And then, like, if you're an expert, a freelancer, does it make sense to give you anything for free? Because you're already gaining income at this point, right? Right? And so we offer like high-end courses on here that are like that you have to pay for. This is like your college 404 course. You're getting your doctorate at this point, and so this is their stuff that's going to really capitalize on that. And so what we also offered was some other free sources. But there's the app is free, but there's going to be like Google ads and stuff like that. And so we're going to monetize just on that part too. And guess what? You can pay to have that stuff removed. So we're going to monetize either way. So and so that's another cool thing. We offer free ebooks. We talked about actually charging for this, and I said no, because you can go to pdfdrive.com and get pretty much any ebook for free. So why charge people for that? Why send them away from our app? Why send them away from our website when we can just give it to them there, right? And so that was an extra thing. We offered networking. So if people wanted to go to in-course, face-to-face, talking to people just like here, we offer that too. We offer that kind of a networking opportunity on the app /website. And then we also offer certificates. Now, if you've ever been to Allison.com, you can get a lot of free training actually there. But if you want the certificate, guess what you got to do? You got to pay for that, sucker. All right, so so we offer that too. We offer a certificate that you can pay for. Okay, and then we partnership with schools on these, like especially on the high-end courses. We want to give you like deep value for that, and so you have these courses, so you can either go in person, or you can actually probably have like a video series on there too. We have coaching that you can get. one-on-one coaching, that would be something that paid for. You know, because they're going to guide you for it. You need to pay the coach for it. They know what they're doing. You don't, right? And so that's what the coach is for. They're there to guide you through that. But you don't have to, you know. And then partnership with freelance job sites. So you get all this training. What are you going to do with it? Well, you got some jobs waiting for you, right? And we offer that for you too. And that's pretty much it. So, oh wait. Okay. So I think I knocked everything down. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's it. All right. What do you think?
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So, give yourselves a round of applause. For an hour's work, sobrang more than the value pa of what you put out. So, okay, I'll give the floor to Ginger to give some viewers regarding their work. Okay.
Okay, Sarah, I'm so proud of you guys. Aren't you proud of yourselves? Grabe, galing. See? So this is what next level means, no? It's about being open to different kinds of opportunities out there. And it's not just skills-based. Diba? Yun yung makikita natin here. It's not just skills-based. It's about you wanting to go for your dreams, diba? So, who would have thought na kaya niya na mag-develop ng app by tomorrow? Who would have thought? Yun yung next level. No? So, yeah, so we're always kasi confined by the day-to-day things of trying to please clients. So that we forget that, hey, when we get together like this, we can actually combine forces, join forces, and create a business. Did you just realize, guys, that this is a concept for a business already that you can create? Diba? So you can call yourselves like entrepreneurs already. All you need to do is implement. So did you guys learn things today? Okay, what did you learn? Shout out! Ayan, nagaling natin. Yay! So yeah, what?
Brand value.
Brand value. What else? What else? Collaboration, exactly. You created a business pitch. May business pitch na kayo. You identified your target market. You went and drilled down to the ins and outs of creating a business already. Diba? So, don't be limited by what you know. Because you know a lot. As in, you know a lot and it goes beyond what you think you know. Diba? So, okay. Just to recap now before we announce the winner. Sige, go to the next slide. This is my last slide. So my own thoughts now, it's always about integrity. So delivering on what you have committed. So being a freelancer and taking it to the next level is about integrity. Next is beyond skill. To be successful, you need more than just expertise, okay, to scale. Napansin nyo that si Mr. Plant Operations person here, diba? Naging business na siya. It's not about skill alone. It's not about the expertise, but you can actually scale it up to another level. You need the right mindset, a good attitude, system, solution, etc. So kudos also to the team for contributing, diba, to his dreams. Explore and learn. Know more about different things. See the world so that you can also see how you can help out. So thank you, Johnny, for bringing out yung Allison, like giving examples like that, because not a lot of people know that, hey, okay, this is a certain type of business model that you pay for certificates, and then you can actually connect it to the freelancing communities already out there, right? So it's sort of a Udemy /Coursera /Allison right? Your business. Okay, next, sorry. Constant introspection. Constantly ask yourself if you're happy, if what you're doing is enough. So, okay, this group of social entrepreneurs in the Philippines did a study, and they studied what actually makes, why is the poverty level of the Philippines high? And it was because the number one reason, we would think like education, right? But the number one reason was because people weren't dreaming enough. They were okay with what they had. It's so sad to see na gano'n. No? We're in that poverty, basically poverty level because people don't dream enough. So that was the number one level, the number one reason. Have fun. Also, don't forget that it's about the journey too. it's not always about destinations. So kanina you came in thinking na, okay, she'll probably teach me how I can upskill or take my freelancing to the next level. But now, guys, you all have the possibility and the capabilities to become entrepreneurs yourselves, diba? So you're leaving now, not as freelancers, but potential entrepreneurs. And then collaboration. You get to your destination faster if you have people with you. So bilhin mo, like with your own groups here, with 10 people, see what you've accomplished. What more if you collaborate in the real world and look for potential partners, you can get to your destination faster. So those are my thoughts for taking your freelancing career. What's the next slide? To the next level. Okay, stats lang. Just to give you some stats of 55 million freelancers in the US. We have 1.5 Filipino freelancers here. And can you just imagine? This is the number of unemployed people in the Philippines. So if we take our freelancing to the next level and you become entrepreneurs, you can generate jobs for other freelancers, diba? So you can take it that walang limit to what you're capable of. Okay. And next, what else? Okay, so there, we can help do something about this. So I just wanted to give you, with the exercise that we did today, I just wanted to give you the possibilities that it's not only about skill, no? It's about dreams, it's about ambitions, it's about gearing or getting to that point where you're happy, where you're joyful already. I hope you learned something today. Diba? Kaya nyo na mag-Google script. O, diba? That's another skill. So, okay. So, we will award the winner. Okay, so all of you did a good job, no? You went through the process. I think the way I chose is how I saw the pattern of understanding the methodology. Basically, who had the best grasp? All of you did a good job again, but who had the best grasp in terms of executing the how might we method? So, what's our prize? What's our prize? Sige,
We'll just have them go to Joanna.
Okay, so the winner will have to go to Joanna after. Okay, so the winner is Group 5. Kasi may live na kayo. Live na yun, diba?
Parang medicine.
Live pa. Yes. Okay, so...
Yeah, that's it.
Congratulations, Group 5. So, please approach na ng Joanna and then she'll tell you more about it.
But all of you have sticker packs that you can share with the group.
Any other final thoughts?
Yeah,
of course. That ends the formal discussion. But of course, I think Ginger still has some time to entertain questions. So, if you have any questions, the floor is open.
Yes.
Okay.
Jet, our mobile app developer.
Thank you po. So, sulitin ko na po talaga.
Kasi at least we can discuss
Two things. Virtual offices or in spaces.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Okay.
Is it a good investment or not to maintain the brand legitimacy?
Okay.
Two, blockchain space. As an entrepreneur, what are your thoughts also in
Okay.
parang event, pasensya po, on social impact of
Okay. And social impact. What's our the third thoughts?
Here kasi there are trends in sports. They're using blockchain to using blockchain as digital currency to monetize.
Okay.
So we're seeing it as a trend as well in mobile sports of a very chaotic.
Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, alright. Okay, so number one, for co-working spaces, yes, I think it will add credibility to your brand, especially if you have office address, diba? We also did that. Before we had our own office for Taxumo, we were in a co-working space. So yes, it will. And number two, on blockchain, number one, under blockchain, you have to understand more of what blockchain is. For those who want to get into business naman using blockchain, don't use blockchain for blockchain's sake. Just because it's being thrown around as a topic, as something. If it's not applicable to your business, don't use it. Okay, but learn more about it. I think there's still an advantage as a freelancer to learn more about these different things. But for us, a lot of people ask us now for the taxation service that we have, why are you not yet on blockchain? It's because right now, in this current situation, with the current market that we have, we don't think we yet need blockchain. But I can't say for the future, no. We may need blockchain later on. There. Yes.
Alright, any other questions for Ginger? Or either? Okay.
Yes.
When will your next, do you have a similar event like this that's happening soon?
Soon, not yet, no.
Unfortunately for this year, this will be the last one. But we're still working on finalizing the dates and the topics for 2019. Surely there will be another batch.
I have a question for you guys. Do you like more methodology-based workshops like this? Like getting you to the next level of freelancing, like getting you more entrepreneurship workshops? Is it something that you like, or do you still want yung skills-based pa rin na workshops? Kasi we can do that. It's pwedeng both. Yes, mix naman.
Skills for newbies.
Skills for newbies. Okay.
Like people who are not yet fully into the freelancing.
Yeah. Siguro we should say that when we announce it. Parang this is for more advanced. But how did you like the activity today? Okay naman, good. Okay guys, you can use this for your own thoughts when you think of taking your freelancing to the next level. Pwede nyo gamitin. I will give the copy to Brian and the team will send you a copy of my deck. Okay? Happy? And then there are a lot of things pa you need to know, no? So I will suggest other topics na parang ganyan.
How can we have that?
Yes.
Emails na lang. May registration naman tayo. Alright. So if you don't have any more questions, but kung may maisip pa kayo, you can probably approach Ginger after. On behalf of PayPal and Ginger and the team, we would like to thank everyone for coming today. I know na sobrang hectic kasi nga December na, everyone has their own things. Marami na yung kasabay na event, but we appreciate your presence. And as I've said, this will be our last workshop for this year. We've done 16 for this year, 16 workshops, so that's 16 Saturdays. Thank you everyone. For those who have come for multiple workshops, thank you everyone. And
picture, please.
We'll have family photo.
Family photo.